Thursday, October 24th, in the year 2024. So 24, 24, 10, 24, 24. It's 50 degrees. And I'm on my way to the prison job. So today I thought I would talk about some products I've been using and that I like or that are new. And then we'll talk about Tim. Or whatever. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is this Tinture Mask Fit Makeup Fixer. It's a setting spray. I mean, come on, people. And this is comparable to the Urban Decay 24-hour setting spray. Now, this is more, it's not as much as the Urban Decay, but it is more than the L'Oreal that I've mentioned. I do like this, and if you're using the Tinture Cushion Foundation, then you might want to add this, because this is supposed to make that last even longer. Now, I've kind of steered away from it just because I needed to use some other products. And also, I didn't like the color that I had the last time of that Tinture. I thought it was the right color, but it wasn't. It would oxidize on me and didn't look good after a while. So, I've kind of gone away from it for now. I'm sure I'll come back to it, though, eventually. Because it is a nice foundation. It's just, it's hard to find your right shade. And now I've tried two, and the first one was probably better than the second one. But anyway, this is nice. You know, when I do use this, my makeup doesn't move. You know, it wears off gradually, but it doesn't get splotchy like sometimes my foundation does. Now, if I get really hot, I'll just use this to touch up, or I'll use another one that I might have at work. But this one is really nice. As I said, it's on Amazon. It's around $15. Now, during the Prime days, it was $10. That was why I bought it. So just know that it does go on sale occasionally. Okay, as y'all know, I love fragrances. I love high-end, low-end, middle of the road when it comes to price. But you know, normally I do not purchase expensive fragrances. You know, $100 is about my limit when it comes to a bottle of fragrance. And even then, I sometimes will try to look for someplace else that I can find it less expensive, you know, such as Poshmark, eBay, Macari, wherever, you know. And I also do Scentbird and Scentbox. And lots of reasons I do those is because I can get higher end fragrances, and you know, you only get enough to do you for a small amount of time. Of course, if you're using it every day, but I don't use it every day. I switch around. But one that my friend Lord sent me, Lou, I call her Lou, was Vanilla Sex from Tom Ford. And you know, it was all the rave last summer. And I don't know that it was more a rave because you had all these influencers wanting you to purchase it because it was $200 and some and they could make commission off of that sale. That's what I think the big hype was, if you want my honest opinion. Now, I did like the fragrance. Is it the best vanilla fragrance I've ever smelled? No, it's not. But it is nice. And I thought, well, I'm going to wait around for a dupe, because we know that there's several companies out there duping fragrance now, and they're good, very good at it. It's not like the old days where you would spray it and it smelled like it for a minute and then it went away. The brands we have nowadays can copy it almost identically, and sometimes even better. So the first one I found to come out with, and there is another one now that's out with another version, but this one is from the DUA Fragrances. Now, I don't know that much about the company. I've had a couple of things from them that I really liked. They tend to do their best work copying gourmand fragrances, you know, spicy, whereas like Dossier does their best at clean fragrances, and Oakcha, I think, does an all-around good job. Alt does an all-around good job. But now, I just feel like when I smell Dossier, all of their fragrances smell more, I don't know, clean. Alright, so this is from DUA. This is called Intimate with Vanilla. That's what the bottle looks like. I like the picture that they have on there. Alright, so we're going to spray it, and I've already sprayed it on me. It's a little powdery. You definitely get the vanilla scent, but as I said, it dries down a little powdery. But it's not, this one is not near as loud smelling as the original. This was, I want to say $49, but I might be wrong. Would I purchase it again? I don't think so, because it's very nice, but it's just, I want to try another brand. Like, I want to try the one from ALT. I want to try their version, and then we'll see. And then if Dossier or Oakcha, I have a feeling Oakcha's going to come out with one. Don't know that, but they usually do, but it may be they're still in the testing phase. But I do like this one. It's just I want to try another one. That's all it boils down to. Okay, so my friend Sylvia sent me a couple of years ago. She had an ornament made with our pictures on it, talking about besties, and it was a Christmas gift, and I loved it. Well, then I saw an ad on either Instagram or Twitter, one or the other, about about how to get those ornaments. So I went ahead and ordered one for Dave and I this year with our kitty cats. And I'm going to take it out of the plastic because we'll probably get a glare with the plastic on it. But this is an ornament, and it's, got Dave and Vicky. Now, I don't like the, I guess it was the one I chose, but it looks like I'm making, the bee face. And that's normally not me. I'm normally smiling in pictures or whatever. Anyway, that's the only thing I'll say bad about it. But I think that they got the cats right. But that's what it looks like. So, I do like it. And I'll put it on the tree this year. I am going to put up a tree. We didn't put up one last year, but I am going to put one up this year. Alright. Now, another thing that I know Marsha the other day did a video on mushrooms. Drinking the mushroom coffee. Now, I've never tried that mushroom coffee, that Rise, R-Y-Z-E. I've always just done the tinctures, or whatever you want to call them. And the one I've been doing is the lion's mane, and there's another one, and I can't think of the name of it. I put it in my coffee. So I read about this one, and so I thought I would try a new one. This one is, I can't help it, but when I see this, I want to say something else. But this is the Artist Conch. And y'all know what I want to say. So we're going to try this one out today. Now, this one's supposed to be, I believe, more energy. And I just always feel like I have good energy to start with. But when I come down, I come down. It's like I just fall. So that's all I've got today as far as products. And, I'll let you know when another one of those Vanilla Sex dupes comes out. Alright, we're moving on to Tim at minute 9:35. And we're not going to talk long, but we're going to talk about his last video he did last night. The one where he seems to be manic, evening chat. And we're going to talk about some of these comments, and I'm glad that I wasn't the only one who felt that he was manic. Okay, the first comment I see is, "You confused." And then somebody, of course, answers, and this is what gets me, is that if he wants new viewers, new subscribers, he's got to tell these people to quit responding like a smart aleck. I want to say something else to the comments. But somebody put, "Nah, you're confused." Okay, and then the next one. Well, this thing doesn't look like it's straight. Let's do it this way. All right. Cut that off. Clarify for us. Why are you even considering another trip out west? Okay, he's been talking about going out west for days now. First, he's pulling the camper. Now he's going to take the Honda, the CC Rider, and, and then another second he's going to fly. Well, the flying is out because he can't, he'd have to pay extra for the golf clubs. Okay, wouldn't you rather be relatively close to your family, especially with possible unrest with this election? If you can't relax and find some emotional peace, then maybe take a short car trip north for fall foliage, etc. Pray, sit still, relax, find some inner peace, calm your mind. You're mentally bouncing in 100 directions. Obviously, and I don't want to be mean, but I don't know that they've been watching Tim for a long time. He's constantly changing his mind. That's why he always says you can't believe a dang word he says. And, I do agree with this. He needs to find some inner peace. He made after this person said this, he made the comment that he didn't want to go to Georgia. He'd been there, done that. He didn't want to go back. Well, we know his daughter is in Georgia. So I guess he's seen his daughter. He's been there, done that. Don't want to see her again. I'm just saying that this is kind of what he's putting out. Didn't say that he said that. I'm just saying that that's kind of the understanding I got from that. Maybe I'm putting words in his mouth, but if I was the daughter, that's what I'd think. Well, I guess you just don't want to see me then. And maybe he's not. Maybe he don't. Okay, next one. Would you concede that your position of RVing is all over the place and ambivalent at best? And of course, he comes back with a smart aleck answer. What'd you call me? Well, we know. All right. Then he's been talking about the transmission fluid in his Tundra. He asked his audience all these questions, and I know he does it to get response. I'm not stupid. I know it does cause interaction, but he ought to have known he was going to get, different answers. Some people were going to be for it. Some people were going to be against it. Okay, the Toyota dealership is telling him he don't have to do it. Okay, you can look at that 2 or 3 different ways. I know they build cars differently today than what they did years ago. But years ago, you would never think, you would always say you would change the transmission fluid. Well, now Toyota is saying that you don't have to do that unless you're having issues. All right. In my mind, when I hear that, it's that you the Toyota service department and the people that make Toyota are telling me that sooner or later I'm going to have trouble with that transmission. But we'll wait until you have trouble. That's just the way I'm reading into it. You may see it differently than me, but I'm thinking, well, and I know that the dealership is not going to do it because they've been told not to. So you'd have to find some other mechanic that would do it. And like me, I have this trouble with mechanics, especially where I live. I don't know about where anybody else lives. I don't trust them. They'll do an okay job, But as far as I know, you're paying cheap. If you want cheap, that's what you're paying for. And cheap don't necessarily mean that that's a good thing for your vehicle. That is if you're going to keep the vehicle. Now, if you're going to sell the vehicle in a year or two, then I don't know that it matters unless you're going on a trip. But I just feel better going to the dealer. Now, I'm not saying the dealer can't mess up, but I just feel better. And I'll pay the difference in the price as long as I can. If I can't pay it, then I'll try to find somebody cheap. But I'm just saying that as long as I can afford, I'm taking my car back to the dealer, because I just feel like they're going to do the job that I'm paying for. Yes, it's more expensive, but they're going to do the job I'm paying for. That's what I feel. Now, I know that Grifter said he done his own transmission. He changed the fluid, and I'm sure he's very well capable. Is Tim capable? No. Am I capable? No. You know, you've got to be capable of doing certain things. Now, Dave at one time would have been capable, but now he can't see. So it would be difficult for him to do anything like that. He probably could, because he's fixed all his vehicles over the years that I've known him. But I know now, he says, I just can't see. And, you know, he did work on my car. He can change the battery, stuff like that. He could change the oil. But, you know, he would say, I'd rather for you to take it to the dealer, you know, because he can't see. And also, if something happens, he don't want me blaming him. That's another reason. Okay, the next one, I don't care. I'm going to go to bed. I got to get ready to go. It's 16 minutes long. Okay, okay, it snowed in Flagstaff last weekend when our son went through there. Tim, in my opinion, you're bored. What about hobbies or volunteering? Well, he goes and plays golf. Volunteering? Tim is not going to volunteer. No. If there is not something in it for him, such as if he could get on the news, maybe he would. Or, I mean, he's been standing out on the side of the road. What do you want, you know, waving the Trump signs? What more do you want him to do? That's a hobby. Okay. Where do we get all the numbers from? Where do they do the surveys? No one has ever asked me. And I always say that too about polls. I have been asked to take a poll, and I take it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of those people. I'm going to tell you the exact opposite of what I'm going to do when it comes to a poll. If I'm going to vote this way, I'm going to tell you the other way. I think those polls that they tell about on the news are all a bunch of junk. I don't know that they're rigged, but I just think they're a bunch of junk. And I mean, I do think there's more people like me than what will admit. So I just threw that out there. I gotta go. It's too long. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.